Let's talk about baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish.
Well, hello. Nice to see everyone. And we are in our brand new fish room. We're going to give you a little guided tour in a few minutes. But Joey's here. Hi, Joey.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Father Fish. Hello, everyone in the shoal. Good evening. And are we okay with our link?
Let me get settled in here. I've got to click over to YouTube
Okay.
on my, yeah. Let's see if we can do
All
this.
right.
And then we'll double check and make sure we're good. And the blind fish keeper is in the waiting room. We're going to invite him up here in a moment.
Oh,
He was with us yesterday, and I was just so impressed with him that we wanted to find out more about how he keeps fish and what he enjoys about them and so forth and so on. So, Joey, say hello.
Well, hello, everyone. How is everyone this evening? Should we go down our list and say some hellos?
Let's do so very quickly.
All
Sure.
right.
You want to do one at a time? Just
do you think
go.
that was too close? All right.
Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Rich. He looks like you were the first one in. I think you've been here waiting for a while. Roman and Misfit. And Roger's here, Mr. CPD's Broadcast Illusions. Schwans is here. T-Bone, Sue Ann Campbell. The Blind Fish Keeper, of course, is here. Fish and Shrimp by Rich. Pose is here. And then I see Red Aquatics, John NFT, Shane T, Master Python, and Steph is here. Do you want to go from there? You want to go from the bottom?
I'll go from the bottom. Schwartz.
Or do you want me to keep going?
Keep going. You're doing great.
Okay. All right. Well, Willie Beck, I see here, and Kenny is here. Danican Aquatics. Jordan Sherman's here. I see Ladessa and Sunset Jen, Bite Aboard, Pose. I think I already said Pose. Kira's here. Tree 77, Broadcast Illusions, Vinosky Tanks, and T-Bone.
T-Bone and Furlough. There's Furlough just come in. Hi, guys. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Eric just came in.
All right.
Good evening. Hope I didn't miss anybody because I was going fast, so I apologize if I did. Hi, Melissa.
Let's see, and I just gave...
and all right, so you've already got...
I just gave Swans a red. Swans is an old customer. And we have a new guest.
And Melissa's here. And,
and
Lee Wilcox.
Hi, Lee. Nice to see you. And the blind. And you need to turn the volume off on your YouTube, Blind Fish Keeper.
Okay. What does he want you to do? Turn the volume off.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Excuse me.
Okay.
That's no problem. Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm trying to figure out how to turn off the volume.
It's okay. We get it. It's hard sometimes the first time.
I think you turned them off altogether. Say something.
Yeah, his microphone's muted. So can you hit the microphone button again? Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
That's it.
Now, what you need to do is you need to go on YouTube
Uh-huh.
and turn the volume off. At
Okay.
the bottom of the video, there's a volume slide. Just do that, and then we'll be good. It's backfeeding is the problem. All these technical problems here.
Technical difficulties.
Right.
There always is. It's okay. That's all right.
How's that?
I think we're okay.
All right.
It's good. I don't hear any feedback.
All right.
I think we're okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful. We're as good as we can get.
There we go.
What's your name?
I'm Brandon.
Hi, Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you guys.
And you're in
Nice to meet you.
Orlando,
I am, yes, Orlando.
so we're kind of neighbors.
We are very close.
Yes, nice to meet you. Well, this is my first day in my new fish room.
Exciting.
Yeah, we have closed down our shop. Today was the last official day there. We'll be there 1 or 2 more days sweeping the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But we're out of there, and I'm now in my fish room. So a little later, I'm gonna do a tour of our fish room. But now you look like, are you totally blind?
I am totally blind.
Okay, so tell me what you get out of keeping fish.
Oh, pretty much the same things that I got before I went blind. I've only been blind for a little over 4 years, and I've been crazy about fish since I was 7 or 8 years old, and went blind in 2016 and pretty much quit for about a year, getting lost in the depression of it all. And decided about a year after that, I was listening to YouTube and listening to Camp Kennan about, his tortoises and reptiles. And I decided, hey, I think I could probably do a tortoise. I think they're slow enough I could keep up with them. And got my first tortoise, and shortly after that, I said, you know what? I can do fish again, and went out and got my first of the 8 tanks that I have now.
Wow.
Kind of just been going ever since. I think one of the differences that I have is that, when I watch a lot of the fish tubers, they're always talking about the noise, the water noise, and that's one of the things that I love the most.
How bad?
Listening to my aquariums run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love being inside the aquariums. Instead of looking at my plants or the scapes and stuff, I love having my hands in there and on them. I can feel the different plants, and I can tell by touch if something's going on that needs to be addressed or not. When water quality changes, I can usually smell it before, it'll tell me immediately I need to do a test.
Yep.
So, I can't really see it anymore, but, in the evenings I have someone come in and they look at the fish while I'm feeding and make sure that everybody looks happy and healthy and there's no injuries or or stuff like that. When I need to do tests, they come in and read the tests for me. But other than that, I set up the tanks myself. I scape them, I plant them, I manage all the filters and run the air, and I do pretty much all of it myself. It just being blind, one of the biggest things with fish keeping is that big word we throw around, patience. And being blind has improved my level of patience so much, because I have to move slowly and deliberately when I'm working around the tanks and stuff. So,
well, that's what you really would gain a sense of the changes that are occurring in the tank over a long period of time.
right.
So there's.
What's your favorite fish to keep?
Oh man. Right now, I don't know, man. I've got a little bit of everything. I've got guppies and shrimp. I've got pufferfish. I've got rainbows and South Americans and Africans. I like them all.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. You have quite a selection.
That's exciting. Well, I'm delighted to meet you.
It is.
Delighted to hear about your fish keeping.
Yes, sir.
And just I know you'll be a real inspiration to a lot of our people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I just started.
And I don't mind the water sound myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I just started, it's in its infancy, but I just started a YouTube channel.
Nice.
My plan is to go through and kind of just document, how I do my maintenances and handle everything. So
you told me,
yes.
We've got your link out.
They posted your link yet, Lori did.
Oh, good, excellent.
So we're gonna send everybody over to look at your channel.
Definitely, and like I said, every one of those tanks was designed and built and put together by me.
Wow, fantastic.
Wow, that's an inspiration, that's for sure.
Well, we're gonna hang tight together.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would like to tell us? That, any experience or anything in particular?
Well, I just know that you always hear people talking about, their fish keeping experience is their getaway, and kind of for me, it was a return to some semblance of normality.
Yes.
I go in and, more often than not, I call my fish room my Zen room. Because I go in and I don't work anymore. So I, all day, 7 days a week, if I want to, I can be in and working with the tanks and doing whatever. So I find a lot of joy and stress and anxiety relief from my being around them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brandon, I think people are subscribing to you already, and they're
that's awesome.
Very supportive.
Thank you.
Very supportive. Yeah, they support the chat, and they're happy to meet you. I'm happy to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you, Brandon. It's delightful to have you with us.
Yes, sir. If anybody has any questions, I'm an open book. Ask away.
Let's see.
All right. That's great. Let's see if anybody comes here. Is there any question you'd like to ask him right now?
T-Bone is saying, Brandon, you're an amazing man. Melissa
Thank you.
Foster, what an awesome guy. What a great guest tonight with Brandon. Such a smart guy. Andy W., this is really weird. I was thinking the other day how lucky I was to see my beautiful fish and how bad it would be if I couldn't. Glad you're keeping it up.
Always.
Roman Chirac using his other senses to the max. Word down that my son is deaf and handicapable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it bothers me from time to time that I can't see the fish, but I think all the fish that I have right now are fish that I know and I knew before I went blind.
Yes.
So to some degree, I know what I've got, and I constantly have people. I bother people constantly. Well, what are they looking like today? How are they doing?
Well, let's see. A couple of questions. Let's see.
Yes.
Somebody said, "So, how do you choose your hardscape?"
By feel, pretty much. If I go in and I'm looking for rocks or for a piece of wood, you just run your hands over it. You know, the same things that attract you when you can see them. The interesting pieces are the same with your hands. You know, you can feel.
Yep.
If that's an interesting feeling rock, it's probably an interesting looking rock.
You bet.
And the same with the wood as well.
What are your favorite plants? Master Python asks.
Right now I'm keeping pearlweed and pogostemon, stellatus octopus. I've got a couple of different types of swords, 3 or 4 or 5 different kinds of Anubias, various crypts, Valsinaria. A lot of the easier ones.
Can you distinguish them by feel?
I'm sorry?
Can you distinguish the plants by feeling them?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
YouTube. Aquatic has subscribed to you on YouTube. YouTube logo Aquatic has subscribed.
I can run my hands over the leaves and the stems and all the plants feel different, different sturdiness to, how delicate they are. And even, when something's wrong, you get really sensitive when you can't see what you're doing anymore. I always say that people really over rely on their eyes. Your hands are the best tools that you could be given. And if you just learn how to listen to them, they'll tell you pretty much anything you want.
Nice. Roman Chirac wants to know, Brandon, do you get to feel the fish swimming through your fingers?
From time to time. One of my big Oscars, she'll actually come and eat from my hand. And my Africans, when they get into their feeding frenzy, it doesn't matter what's in their way. So, yeah, I do get to feel them. A lot of times also, if I get new fish, rather than pouring them into a net to add them to the aquarium, I usually catch them with my hand.
Oh, no.
And add them. I feel, one, like it's a little bit more delicate a procedure. And 2, that way I kind of get an idea of where I'm starting off with them.
We're done with asking, what plant is the most discernible texture?
Anubias and sword plants mostly. They've got big, broad, real sturdy leaves. A lot of like the pearl weeds and even the pogostemons and stuff. The leaves are real tightly clumped together and real small. sometimes it gets kind of difficult to feel a difference in a plant. If I know I've got them planted in a certain area, generally I can go straight to them, but it's definitely like the Java ferns and the big broadleaf plants are the easier ones for me to
Nice.
put my hands on and go, oh, okay, that's that right away.
By the board is saying you are now up to 46 followers.
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome.
So he said you're cool and you're an inspiration.
Well, thank you
Yes,
so
he's
much.
just-
We're going to enjoy watching your videos.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Well, thank you so much for coming up. I'm delighted you made it, Brandon, and I
Yeah, definitely.
look forward to getting together with you again.
Of course, of course.
Take care.
Wonderful to meet you, Brandon.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you very much. Bye
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye, Brandon. Bye, Brandon. Thank you.
Wow.
That's amazing.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
Really cool. And it just makes you maybe want to think about your tanks and your fish a little bit differently.
Really,
New
really.
perspective. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Fun. Well, Brandon's gonna
good
be,
evening.
yeah, we're gonna have fun with them. A lot of comments. We got up to
Wonderful
almost
comment.
almost
I couldn't get
50 followers. That's fabulous.
I couldn't get my link. I couldn't get my link to go over there, but I'll subscribe after. I'm like, I can't get it to do what I want to do, but I'll go in after. So, did you want to talk about your fish room, Father Fish, or do you want to invite somebody else up if they want to
Before
share?
it gets completely dark, let me
Okay.
show you. I can move my camera around. I'll
Okay,
show you
let's do that, and then we can.
Yeah, and I want to show you the outside before it gets dark. Let's see how much. I haven't got a whole lot of cable here, but let's see if we can do this. There's through my window. Let's see. There's the creek. You
Oh,
see
there's
the
the creek.
long-
That's where all the water came from.
That's where the water came from my fish tank. Right.
Cool.
Okay. And starting left to right. I don't have lights on these yet. I don't have air in them. They're just here. There's my cube. Let's see if we see it. Yeah, we can
Okay.
kind of see it.
Are those the ones you said are like 2-foot cubes?
Yeah, it's about an 18-inch cube. Yeah, that's a 55.
Yep.
That has the that has the salamanders in it, the sirens.
Oh,
and then
okay. I didn't realize you.
these are 429s that came out of the shop. These are all tanks that were set up at the shop. So they all have the same substrate. They're all right off the rack out of the shop. These 429s. And then
Do you have fish in them, or are they just?
yeah, they're fish and everything. Yeah. This is my new station.
Okay.
Nicole. And then this is the this is what is this? Oh, this is the 40 breeder. And they've all the water is yellow in all of them. I don't have lights on them yet. This has the pupfish in it, and they've been spawning as I've been sitting here watching them. But this is the oldest tank I have. That's the one that's been set up about 10 years. So that's my new fish room. Yeah, and we'll be doing more with it.
Yeah. So what do you have for fish in there?
You know, really,
What do you have for fish in your fish room right now?
Nothing that I wanted, because everything that I wanted, somebody else snagged before I could get to it. So I had people here today going through the tanks. I want that one. I want that one. And getting all the fish, every little tiny fish is found out.
So did you manage to keep that coolie loach?
I kept the coolie loach. I did.
Because I know that was important.
Yeah, he's in this tank here, and you will see him because he comes up to the
Because
top.
he'll come out. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll come out. Yeah, he'll be up swimming
That's
around.
cool.
I got to get lights
Yeah.
on this. I haven't done
Yeah.
anything other than put them in place. I put everything in place and turned it on, and it's working, which amazes me.
And you got water and everything's alive. So you're
I got
good.
water and everything's alive.
Cheers, Father.
No anything like nothing. Look at this. Look at this. Check this out. Watch it.
What am I
Watch
checking out? Oh, it's your new mug.
my new
Oh,
mug.
yeah. Mine has Tom. Mine has Tom the cat on it. And you have the front of the store on it. That's cool.
Storefront on it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Now these are, we've got a bunch of them. So, well, these are available, $25 with PayPal. And I'm hoping this coming week we'll be able to start getting them out. Boy, it almost looks like it's a movie, doesn't it? That's funny. All right. Glory. Well, I'm happy here.
So, do you?
This is nice. I like it.
Good. Well, that was the whole point, right? You know, that you would be able to enjoy your fish. Here.
Yeah, I'm going to bring my other chair in. I've wanted to have fish in the background, so now I do. And this is it. I don't have any other fish. This
Right.
is what I've got.
Right.
I've got nine tanks here. I think. I got 8 tanks.
Um,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We'll watch them get filled with fish, you know, slowly, and you'll catch
Right.
stuff and everything
It'll
else.
be fun. Yeah, we'll be doing neat things with them. What I want to do, I'll tell you what. See this? When I put the water in this tank, the fish just immediately began behaving differently. And I haven't seen that behavior in a fish tank. And I realized they were acting like they were out in the creek, like they were in the wild, because they were darting, they were looking around, they were watching for predators. A completely different kind of behavior. So I'm going to try to do that. That's the aegis of the wild aquarium. So what the wild aquarium means is to try to create something so that fish are acting the way they do in the wild. That's the real trick. So we'll see if we can actually pull it off. I think it's working in here because there's so much compressed down in the bottom that the whole bottom of the tank is full of like plants and wood and rocks and just junk. It's just glutted. And they go down in it. Look at that. They go down in it to hide. There are a lot of fish in that tank. There must be 20 fish in that tank.
It's hard for us to see that there's a lot of fish in there, but we'll take your word for it.
It'll get
or
better.
I can't see it.
We'll get some more.
Okay. So, can you drop the link in case somebody else would like to come up and share?
Absolutely.
And
We will do that.
And Melissa Foster has a question for you. You ready to answer a question?
Go for it. Hi, Melissa.
She says, Father Fish, my ram has been chasing the female all day. Looks like she just dropped eggs, but not on a rock. She was at the top of the water. Is this normal?
No, it's not. She probably did not drop eggs. If she had eggs, they would have been down spawning. My hunch is she's not ready to breed. You need to separate her, feed her, get her nice and fat and healthy, and then try it again. They would not scatter. If she were laying eggs, they would be laying them in a breeding pattern on a flat rock. You need to have a small flat rock laying in the tank on the bottom. They will clean that and spawn on it. If he's simply chasing her around, then she's not ready. So my suggestion would be, if you feel like she's in any danger at all, take her out. Feed her well, feed her live food if you can. Get her nice and fat and full of eggs, and then put her back in.
Okay. Nice. Somebody was suggesting, who was it, said you'll have to go to a fish shop.
Well, no.
That Andy. He's funny, isn't he?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
that old customers would help a friend. Yeah.
about? Good shot.
Oh, yeah. You know, it might not be. If you could find a LFS, it might be a fun experience for you to go into a fish shop
I really.
as a customer, or an experience, you know. Um,
I know.
By the board says, oh, I envy Father Fish a bit to start up from almost scratch and see the tank slowly settle down and clear up. I think I need a new one, a new tank. Yeah. Well, I think it's nice to get a reset to your tanks. I'm going to do that to a few of mine. I'm going to just sort of reset them and move the fish
Yeah,
down,
that's very much what's happening here. They've got brand new water, and it really is.
Yeah.
It's old water.
Right.
It's not new water.
Right.
It's live water, if you will.
Mhm.
So that's very different. But these are old substrates. All of these are substrates that are at least 8 years old. So, and the plants are all gone. I've just got junk left. People have been ripping stuff out, filling up bags of plants. It's been madness for the last couple of weeks.
Like trick or treating, right, in your store.
Oh, like grab bag. Go in and take what you can grab.
Right.
I got some one woman. I threw out of the store. She ripped up.
But you're going to order plants. You're going to be good.
Yeah.
You're going to order a bunch
I
of plants.
will. Yeah,
So
I will.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I have a question. Are there fish that you're interested in that you could catch right out back in that stream or creek? What is it? It's not really a stream.
I think so. I'm interested in finding out. One of the things I'm looking for is the mummy chug, which is a very common fish. It's a killie that's common to the entire east coast of the U.S., all the way down around the Gulf. And I want to get some, and there should be some out here. So yeah, and there are others as well. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And that's a good hard bottom in that creek. So it's only about 3 foot deep on a low tide, 5 foot or so on a high tide.
You should be able to go right.
I can negotiate that. Yeah.
Get ready. Yeah, cool. Tam says she's setting up a 30-gallon tank tonight. That's fun. It's always fun.
Right. Right.
Whether you're resetting or a new one or, just redecorating, it's fun. Word Dunlap wants to know if they're walking catfish in that creek.
If there are, I don't know. There may be. I mean, they're kind of all over Florida.
Yeah.
They're an invasive species, and one that we try to get rid of. But once something establishes itself in Florida, it's more or less permanent. You don't really get rid of it. Like New York. Like New Yorkers. Once they get established, you can't get rid of them.
That's funny. Andy W just gave you a super sticker.
I see that there.
Thank you, Andy.
Some new fish. Wonderful. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah. Some new. And Sunset Jen's wondering if you will continue to use that creek water for water changes in your tanks.
I'm sure I will.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't figured any of that out yet. This is going to be minimal water changes because I don't have any kind of facility here. So everything has to be, and I'm not going to bucket anything around. If I can't siphon it out the window and back in through the window, it doesn't come in or go out. So I've got to work out.
Hey, I siphon a lot of mine out the window.
Yeah. I just have to work out the logistics.
Out the window works.
It works real well for me, yeah.
Oh, boy. Aquatic Net says Maple Street Aquatics got a 150-gallon tank today. Now they got to get it downstairs. Yeah.
I was
Matthew,
on,
you need help for
I
that
was
one.
on
It's fine.
last night. God, I love that guy. I love what he's
Yeah.
doing. It's just so cool. Really,
They
really.
have some great tanks. They really do.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to doing some training.
Those.
You mentioned a
Oh,
couple
I
of
like
fish.
the middle and the
Pardon?
convicts. Yeah. Those
What?
are my faves that they have. I said
What?
I love the I think she said the mud minnows and then their marble convicts. Those are my faves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they just have some really nice tanks and cool fish. So
They
good
do have
job.
spoilers.
Oh, Irene says she just bought baby field tip goldfish for a 10-gallon well-established planted aquarium. My daughter named it Gizmo after the first goldfish. That's cute. Very cute. And good luck with that. It's always
Nice.
fun to get new fish. It is. Well, yeah, that's what's nice about a walk-in basement. I bet, Petro Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you bet.
you'd have to do the stairs. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
and it's not just getting it down the stairs, it's gathering the help.
right.
What are you doing Saturday? Gee, do you want to help me move a heavy fish tank? Oh, Irene, thank you. That's very sweet. Getting in a super sticker.
Thank you. There. So you get my mouse keeps getting lost. There we go. Thank you, Irene.
Yeah.
Very much. Very kind. And I like the
So
cat.
you are pretty much. Yeah. It's cute. So you are pretty much just planning on keeping native fish for right now, father fish, in your tanks, in your personal tanks?
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I really want to do nanos, but I might not be able to do it in these systems. We'll just have to see how it goes. Chris, who I did have on a video a couple of years ago. Chris is the president of our club. Excellent fish keeper. He's a professional biologist with the state. I gave him the gouramis because I was really worried about losing them. So I know they're in good hands, and they have paired off, I think, in my pond for them. So that'll be really exciting. So I don't know what we'll just have to see how it goes. I want to get out and do some collecting, so I may very well wind up with just native species. There's no reason not to particularly.
Right, those are great tanks. Did you Petroman's wondering about you going to get seahorses. Did you keep any saltwater tanks? Do you have any set up, or is that something you'll do later?
And I'm going to need to figure out a way to do that. I probably will convert this cube to saltwater because it really doesn't have much going for it, and it would be an easy one to do. And I can use the same water. I can use the creek water and add salt to it because it's brackish. It's tidal water.
Right.
So it would not be difficult to do that. So it gives me the same water access. I just add salt to it to get the get the hydrometer a little higher. And yeah, I do want to do seahorses. So I got to figure out how.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh dear.
A high one wonder. Oh, and I don't even know. Zeus Prey.
Zeus prays Daisy.
I'll just say hello. I'm trying to figure out how to say that name. Welcome.
Zeus Z's 55. What are your thoughts? Dr. Kevin Novak's plenum compatible with Wallstead dirted tank with your sand cap? No, they're not compatible.
Ooh.
Mainly because you can't
Emily
do that.
says she's very proud of her new.
You can't do that and do the Wallstead. Now, what I do is not Wallstead. Don't anyone misunderstand that. This is not the Wallstead system in my tanks, and that's not what I teach. Donna Wallstead never capped her dirt with sand. She used gravel, Now, this, keep in mind also that her book was published nearly 20 years ago. So who knows what she's doing today. She certainly is further along than she was 20 years ago. What I have done in that intervening 20-year period is a number of things using her as the scientific foundation for my system. I have added a lot of ingredients to the substrate, and I've capped the substrate, and frankly, very little different very little more than that. That's been basically what I've done. A few changes in just handling water and so forth, but basically I've learned from that process.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've come up with is a system that allows a brand new fish keeper, first time fish tank, to be able to set up a tank this way and be absolutely guaranteed successful with no failure rate. Melissa,
Well,
what you saying?
And I think it's also that people can put their fish in right away. They don't have to, go through the whole process. They can just set it up and put their fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emily's got some new yellow wild strain betta, so that's cool. She posted pictures. That's really cool.
What is Melissa referring to?
And I don't know what. She's talking about her wild strain betta. She's a proud parent of the new yellow wild strain betta. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And somebody was saying something about everybody's moving tank.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The most I can do by myself is I can still do a 40-gallon breeder by myself, but I don't dare move the 55 because it's just long enough and awkward. Anything larger, I feel like I need a second person in case it gets, off kilter. And then what are you going to crash into the doorway? Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, Roman said your system is great for experienced fish keepers too. And I did want to say something about that I've been thinking about. Every experienced fish keeper has or will try a dirted tank. That doesn't mean that they're going to prefer it. Everybody who's been around this hobby for 10 years or more has learned to do things in ways that are effective. I mean, you don't keep killing fish for 10 years. You figure out finally how to keep them alive and how to grow plants and how to do all that stuff. And you do it based on your own experience and what you've been trial and erroring with. That's all I've got, frankly, is trial and error based on the best advice I could get. And I've adapted it and modified it and made it work for me and tried to do it in such a way as to make it teachable, because that's been a big part of what I've wanted to do, is to teach people how to be successful. But there are thousands of fish keepers out there who are doing things their own way, and they are successful at it. So this is not the only way to keep fish. It is a way to keep fish. And if you're having trouble, you ought to consider it that way, because it works. And you'll have a lot of fun doing it. But I am not here saying this is the only way to keep fish. I am not, and I will not, because that's not true.
Father Fish.
Yeah.
You still have the sand bell or the sand bells?
Oh, I do, but I don't know where it is.
But they're not handy? Okay.
I got to find them. I do have them.
But you have them. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. And, and you're right. Fish keeping is a lot of your own experiences and figuring things out as you go along. But I think you're 100% correct in the sense that your method is something that someone can set up tonight and put their fish in, and that's pretty amazing. It's a good way to start.
No.
And then you grow from there, and you do different things and you try different things.
Right. Yeah, that's a way to start.
And as you said, we've all killed fish. You know, it's part of learning how to keep fish.
Do it all the time.
Hi. Yep. Hello, Craig. How are you? Yep. And Dan says he's acclimating triple red apistos. That's cool.
Nice.
It's fun. It's fun to get fish. I like
I
to get
love
fish.
Apistos.
Oh, hi, Roz. Good evening. Yeah. I use a deep, Andy says, I use a deep substrate in my second tank, 0 nitrates and nitrates, and it's not earth and cat. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not earth and cat. I
That's
don't
a type.
quite know what that means, but if it's going good, great.
A typo.
Don't knock it. If it's good, awesome.
Really.
Joe says my tank is spotless. The goldfish are the best cleaners in Hollywood. Well, they are great, Joe, and I feed them, so and it still does okay. So I'm happy. He was asking me what the big plant was in the back. I'm like, it's a plastic bamboo plant. The live ones are in the middle. That's right. It just looks great. I leave the algae on it. Gives it a natural look.
She's growing algae is what she's doing.
I'm growing algae on my plants so that it looks more natural.
Right.
That at least works in my mind. It works in my mind.
Right. Can I keep keyhole
still a nice plant,
with rams, woolly back? Can I keep keyhole cichlids with rams and angelfish? Absolutely. I would not keep them in anything smaller than a 29, and that's pushing it. You want to keep them in a 55 or a 40 because the angelfish get big, the keyholes get big. Rams won't, but the other two they'll get 5-6 inches. They get big. They're not a little tiny fish.
Yeah.
Lots of gravel, but I've since found other fish. Andy, right. Still a nice plant. Right. Right. Well,
oh my goodness. But I have still. I think you and I are having a little bit of a lag. I'm trying not to talk over you. Ladessa says I have crystal wart that I got about a week and a half ago. It's taken off. What's the best way to trim it and keep its form?
What form is that?
I don't know, but you scared me. I don't know what. Like I said, there's kind of a funny lag. Oh, hi, Maple. Oh, hi, Willie Santana.
I don't know. I take a different philosophy with plants.
Right.
My philosophy is to let it grow because it will achieve a climax growth where it will stop growing. When it reaches a point where it has maxed out the space that it wants and in the environment that it's in, it will stay at that size. So I take more of that approach to try to allow the plant to grow to the place where it wants to be. That makes sense?
So basically, you don't mess with them that much, is the way I'm interpreting that. You just let them go.
Plants are people too, you know.
Okay, awesome. So Tam says, so keyholes can be kept as a community fish, keyhole cichlids?
Absolutely, yep. Yeah, and they're pretty gentle. They're a bit, just a little more gentle than a chocolate cichlid. A chocolate cichlid's pretty gentle. Chocolate cichlid's a plant eater, so they'll chew at your plants. But the keyhole is really a very sweet little fish, and it doesn't get big. It'll get maybe 3 inches, might get to 4, 3 to 4 inches tops.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Irene says, I love the colors and personalities of bettas and dwarf gouramis. They have become my replacements for goldfish and angelfish I admired, but couldn't keep in the nano aquariums. I had
That's
to
true.
keep.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It would be tough, yeah.
Lori's saying she wrote a Father Fish book.
I
Father
was just
Fish,
going to say, there's some talk about a Father Fish book in here, yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll do a video about that. A video.
Glass catfish in a community tank, and then someone says glass catfish, like low light.
Yeah, they're easy to keep. They're not at all aggressive. A very simple fish to keep. A little tricky. They're not easy to keep. It's not an easy fish. But they're certainly not an aggressive fish. They don't get real big, so you're not going to have those kinds of problems with it. You may have trouble feeding them. They're wild caught. Nobody breeds them. So when they come in, they've been in the wild and they're caught out of the wild. And that's usually a difficult transition for fish, particularly relatively delicate fish. And they are relatively delicate. So just, do the best you can with it. Petroman has keyholes that have gotten 5 to 6 inches in a 90-gallon tank. Yeah, that's nice. Now, fish. One thing to understand about fish is fish never stop growing. They don't age. They just grow. And they'll grow forever. Theoretically, a fish could live forever. They don't because things break down, but not due to age. They die from everything else, but not from getting old. They die from predation, from bad water, from getting fed up with life, from you name it, all the things die from, but they don't have an aging gene. It's kind of interesting about fish. There are animals, jellyfish, certain jellyfish that duplicate by replicating, that are said to be animals that never die, animals that are 1 million years old, because they are the same animal, just replicating, duplicating by division. Same animal over and over and over again. It's the same animal. It's not a different animal. And it just keeps dividing and dividing. And it's been doing that for millennium. So that's an animal that never dies. How about apples?
Hi, Dennis. Hi, Dennis. Good evening.
Christina likes green sunfish and bluegills.
Yeah, I've never seen green sunfish. It sounds cool.
They are really pretty.
They're just as beautiful as discus.
Paul, say hello, Paul.
Ladessa had a question about S652. Do you see Ladessa?
Yeah, Skipper. Fish are not animals. Fish are not animals. All animals age. Fish are not animals. Unless you're defining animal to include every living thing. Animals are typically warm-blooded creatures. Fish are different. They're not like dogs and cats at all. They're completely different kind of critter. And it's not up for disagreement.
Good evening, Matt.
Scientifically true. Scientifically true that fish do not age. They do not have a gene the way mammals have a gene that causes them to age. They do not have an aging gene. They do not get old. A fish that is, 100 years old is not aged as a 100-year-old person or animal would be. That's why they can live for literally hundreds of years. rarely do, but they can.
Hi, Rohan.
Oh, by the way, I found something really interesting today. I found a white tree frog in the corner of my office under a pile of
I was going
papers
to say,
as I was cleaning up. And it was, I find things like this desiccated, dried up, and dead. This was not dead, but it also was not alive. I picked it up and I put it in water, and it never started breathing, and its heart never started beating. But it was not dead. It was not desiccated. The flesh was all essentially fresh. So it's probably alive. Whether it will come back or not, I don't
okay, I was
know.
like, I don't get it. If it's not
I
dead,
know. Well, it was not dead.
think
I mean,
it'll just come out of
it
it?
was not. It was not deteriorating. When things die, they deteriorate. It was not deteriorating. It was also not moving at all.
So it was mummified.
No, because it was wet. It was moist and soft. It was not hard and dry.
Okay.
I put it in water, and it softened up a little more,
Well,
but it never started moving. So we'll see.
I was just going to say, you'll let us know how it goes, right?
I will. I will absolutely. Yeah. I never saw anything like that. I've talked to Stephen about it.
Me either. I'm so confused, but we'll let us know how that works out.
Really.
We're done left. Did you drown a sleeping frog?
That I did. Well, I tried not. I tried not
It
to.
was
I kept its head above water. I put it in water so its head was above water. I didn't
I've
want
seen
to.
this sort of thing, Father Fish. I've seen this sort of thing on a Monty Python show. No,
Is that right?
it's mostly dead.
Hibernating. That's right. And Jerry Jennings said it was mostly dead. It wasn't altogether dead. It was only mostly dead. Right, exactly. You got it.
Maybe it's a witch.
A witch
Is an
frog.
idea.
Which frog is that?
A witch. So
It's a
Rohan, no, it's a witch, not it's a witch frog. Maybe the frog is a witch. No.
It's a witchy frog.
Rohan says, visit an aquarium shop after a year and made friends with another aquarist by engaging in conversation. Very nice, Rohan.
Bravo.
It's always nice to meet other creatures.
You bet.
Steffi, you got a betta? When did you get a betta?
Stephanie got a betta.
Oh, I got betta. Gotcha. No, she's being funny. She's being funny from Monty Python. I got betta. Well, I got betta.
Nice.
She's just being funny. I know. I'm like, my sister got a betta and didn't tell me.
The fish box.
It's humor.
That's amazing, fish box. The viewers are mostly Indonesia. I have tried to get from Indonesia. Yeah, I even thought about doing a translation for Indonesians. It's probably one of the most exciting populations of fish keepers in the world, are the people in Indonesia. It's a very how can I say it? A very gutsy, rootsy, wild kind of hobby where everything is made by hand and done by hand. Fish are all kept up. They're all natives. Immense population of fish. Amazing natives. Just thousands and thousands of islands, most of which have fresh running water with species of fish on them that exist nowhere else in the world. Just an utterly amazing place that with thousands and thousands of fish keepers. And they're all kids in corners. I mean, you go down the street in Indonesia and there'll be little shops along the way with people making driftwood and selling bags of fish and just madness, craziness, amazing, fabulous stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hi, not Nola Jane. Oh, there's more humor. She turned me into a newt. But I got better.
Who knew?
Sorry. Well, they want to know if you kissed the bug.
A newt. What's a newt?
I'm not being very serious. This side of the screen is not serious. You can be serious. I'm not serious.
Ain't no serious over here. Got a mug from Creative
I'm
Fish
not
Keeper.
going to be serious.
Said you make my day
Oh,
better.
God. Anyway, sorry.
That's cute. All right. What are we doing time-wise here?
Oh, that is cute.
We're out of gas.
Time-wise, we're there. We're at 7.
We're at 7. All
We're
right.
at 7.
I want to get, I need to find it. I want to get.
Lori, thank you for coming in tonight and dropping links. And anyone else, I saw Craig dropping some links. Anyone else that dropped links, thank you.
I talked to Karuna Karen today. Karuna Karen lives in Sri Lanka, yeah. I talked to him today, and he pronounced his name for me. And I'm pretty good about. So I gave up. I couldn't do it. So he said Naresh.
Okay.
He goes by Naresh. I can do Naresh.
Okay.
Couldn't do it. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is it.
I love this.
Thank you, everyone, for coming in and joining us and to see Father Fish's new fish room this evening.
Yes, I'm so excited about it. It's wonderful. It's a joy. All right, come on, mouse. I have to run my mouse between two screens. There we are.
I know. Struggle. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Could you give us a thumbs up on the way out for Father Fish? Thank you.
There she is. Bye, all. Love you all. See you tomorrow night at 6. Same time, same place. Tomorrow night. This video is scenes from Father Fish Aquarium. Breaks my heart. It doesn't break it. Tender, it says. Bless you all. Good night.